Welcome everybody inside the Colchester Legion Stadium for some Nova Scotia under 16 AAA Hockey League action as the visiting Voyageurs are in town to take on the Fundy Thunder. You're tuned into High Button Sports. My name is Mason Denike on the call. Happy to give you coverage of this one here today. Just the two matchups on the website tonight, Thunder and V's, and then over in some Junior B action, the East Penguins taking on the Junior Miners. So happy to have you aboard. We got a busy weekend coming up here, and it all starts here tonight in Truro as DeMille will head to the dot against Gavin Moore, and more later on in the intermission, as he had quite the adventure a couple weekends ago in St. John. As they'll drop the puck and we're underway. Opening possession goes to the V's as here's captain Jonah Carew will chip it up for Ryan Morris, who's wearing a different number today, as there was a bit of a mix-up with his jersey, so they couldn't get it ready for him in time, so he's wearing number 24, no name bar. He's having an early icing call just 10 seconds into the game. Face-off will be to the blocker side of starting goaltender Jackson Gallagher Temple for the Voyageurs. Both teams coming into this game with identical records at 4-5-1. Last time these two teams matched up was at CHP a couple weekends ago. It was the Thunder who took that game in overtime. Let's see what happens here tonight as DeMille will find the puck out of the scrum up ahead for Morris. Morris looking to get past the blue line. He returns it over to DeMille, but it's going to be picked off as here comes Parker for the Thunder. Parker will back in one in deep. That is Max Donald Parker, number 11 for the Thunder tonight. As puck comes loose for Carew, who will lead the rush here for the V's. As watch out there, it's going to be turned over by Atkinson, who played it right off the skate of Zach Olmstead, who's able to recover and find his teammate. Thunder get possession in their own zone. Here is Reed looking up ice, off the stick of Gavin Moore, who'll head to the bench as we're about a minute deep into this first period. Off the bench is Jacob Cogger looking at the puck loose in the forecheck, comes free. Sent back in deep for Cogger. Cogger plays it up ahead, up to the blue line. Shot from the point from Singer. This goes wide of the net, looking for the tip in front. That's going to be played to the wall, kept in by Cogger, who'll go skate to stick and then send it in deep. Here is Trent Uloff, the captain. Uloff had a pinching Singer looking for the puck there, but couldn't get the puck to his defenseman. As Thunder still have the possession, played up top for Reed. He'll walk the line and shooting up high. Tip just low, just goes off the stick of Cogger and wide of the net. Good chance there early on for the Thunder. We've had some great O-zone chances so far. Lots of chances for them in the early goings of this one, playing on home ice here. That's going to be thrown towards the goal, and this time Max Reed will cover things up for the whistle. So you take a look at the standings heading into this game. Voyageurs and Thunder tied at 9 points apiece. Identical records, 10 games played, 4 wins, 5 losses, and the overtime loss. Of course, the V's overtime loss came to the Thunder a few weeks ago as Saulnier was at the face-off inside the defensive end, one back for the Thunder. So he played towards the half wall. Cochran plays it up top for Parker. Shot! Stopped by Gallagher Temple. As it was Jude Cochran, number 16, who scored the OT winner off a deflection in front of number 11, Max Donald Parker. So 2 players out there right now for the Thunder. They were able to get the winner last time around for Fundy. As they'll drop the puck once again. The Thunder get possession again. Here is Casey. Keith Casey will shoot one, looking for the tip again, but nobody was in front of the net. That's going to be kept in by Parker. Uvar looking for the puck on the wall. There's a hit there on the boards. Puck comes free as Uvari scored the overtime winner for the V's in their last game against the Moncton Thunderbirds. That was last weekend. So a lot of overtime games for the V's this season so far in the early goings, as Hall will look to clear, kept in by Parker, as Ross will poke it free right into the stick of Nate Koharski. Koharski will circle back, goes D to D over to Jaden Hall. Hall will go off the glass, looking to find Uvari in neutral ice. One touch pass for Lakeland Ross. Here come the V's, but right as they enter the zone, the Thunder were right there ready for him. Puck comes free for Ayotte. Ayotte goes D to D over to Morrison, who will look for his teammate Parsons, but unable to connect. Puck ends up on the stick of Frazier in the corner. Here come the Thunder as White will poke up ahead, but intercepted by Ayotte, who will go cross ice for Kane Osmond as his dump-in attempt is picked off by Keith Casey. That's going to be sent the other way by the Fundy Thunder. Foot race for the puck. Ayotte looking to get there first against Rene. Thrown towards the net, but wasn't enough on it to get to the intended recipient. That was Reed Gagnon. Thunder maintain possession as Rene will pass it on top there for Lex McKenzie. McKenzie plays for the Truro Bearcats of the U15 Major League. Was able to get the call up here tonight. As a penalty coming up here, first call of the game. Let's see who it goes to. The signal seems to be cross-checking. And it looks like the guilty party is the Voyageurs. As Braden Cound, the V's leading goal scorer, will head to the box. First look on the power play here for the Fundy Thunder. They're up 3-0 in the shots right now. Voyageurs haven't been able to get much going in the offensive zone at all in the early goings of this one. Moore against Cound for the draw. Puck is dropped. So we one back for Parker. Parker has the puck up top to the half wall for Cochran. Cochran plays it down low. It's going to go off the stick of Moore, but he'll cover and send it up top. Moore, as he finds McIver. McIver will put a move on top of the blue line. Pass back for Moore. Shot towards the goal tip. Just goes wide. Loose puck will be sent down the ice by Jonah Carew, and it's a foot race for the puck as Colton McDonald on the forecheck as Ulau forced to make a nice escape move there in his own zone. But here's McIver with the puck. McIver up for Jude Cochran through the middle of the ice. Enters his own left side. Cochran will drop it off for Moore, but reading that play like a book was Blake DeMille as he laid the body on his own entry. Puck will be sent the other way. Parker back to retrieve it. He'll take a quick scan of the ice. Takes it behind his own net now. As we're 20 seconds into this power play with a Thunder. Puck sent back in deep by DeMille on the forecheck. Cochran will look to collect. Jude Cochran gets the puck in his own zone. Will go across the ice. Picked up by Jackson McIver. McIver will enter the zone through the middle. Dishes it off for Cochran. Back up top. It's a funny bounce up top for Singer. Singer had to be careful there as Uvar was there on the back check as Frazier lets the shot go. This goes wide of the net. As puck played across there, but read perfectly by Uvari. Here's a chance here, shorthanded for the V's. Here's Darcy Uvari. Shot looking for the one-handed tuck. And avoiding the penalty there with the Thunder on the back check. As Uvari almost had a highlight reel goal there, shorthanded. As we're now 5 minutes into this first period, still no score. 45 seconds to go in the power play for Fundy. As here's the captain Ulof out of his own zone. Ulof over to Singer. Passed across the ice, just out of the reach of Baird. No icing is a signal from the linesman as Hall is a body on Baird. Puck comes free. Here's Cogger as there's 30 seconds to go in the power play. Cogger looking to get out of the corners. We're back to 5-on-5 as Cowan comes out of the box. Puck comes free for Hall as Cowan out of the sin bin looking to get the puck but can't get there first as Ulof will send it back in deep. Cogger and on the wall. Has some pressure, plays up for Singer, who, with a shot go from the point, just goes wide of the net on the right side. Puck played back in deep by Brennan Reed. Puck in the corner, Cogger looking to make a play. Ends up back for Reed, over to Baird. Baird towards the goal off a skate of Jaden Hall. As 2-on-2 down low, a few bodies being shoved, puck comes free. Played up ahead by Saulnier. Here's Uvari. As V's have numbers, but out of their shift, they'll elect to change instead. Is Count on the forecheck, causing some havoc. Here's Count looking to center the puck. He still has it behind the net. On the half wall now is number 13, Count, as Ayotte will send it in deep. Finds Parsons. Parsons turns over behind the net. As Fundy looking to clear. Here is Singer. Cooper Singer will look to clear. It'll go off the netting, and that'll be a whistle. Our first whistle in a while, as exactly 6:30 has gone in this first period. Still no score here on High Button Sports. Take a look at the leading point getters for the Thunder this year. Maddox Rennie, Jackson McIver in there at the top with 8 points so far for Fundy. As they'll drop the puck to the glove side of starting goaltender Callum DeWolf. I haven't mentioned his name. As looks like we got a bench penalty for Cogger out of nowhere. So hands to the hips from the referee. That is a major penalty. Must have said something to the referee. So it will remain 5-on-5. 10 minutes awarded to Cogger. Not sure what happened there. We must have said something to the referee. Our microphones didn't catch it. Or at least I don't think they did. it's either way. We'll play on here. Still 5-on-5 here in Truro. As Fundy went to the zone. As that's going to be hit there. As Osmond let the body go on the wall. Puck comes free for Ayotte. Plays it back for Jonah Carew. Up for Osmond, who gets a hit himself from Keith Casey. That's going to be played back, but icing's the call as McKenzie able to get there first. As Ross and Casey exchange a few words there. So we'll wait to hear the announcement from the PA system. Not sure what caused that penalty to Cogger, but hands to the hips from the referee. Must have been something bad. Face off to the blocker side of Jackson Gallagher Temple. Gavin Moore in for the face-off against Kane Osmond. As we await puck drop here. Puck hits the ice, one back by the V's in their own zone. Here is Ayotte, so spin off a check, and falling in the process was Moore as Ross plays it up ahead for Parsons. Parsons looking for Osmond, but off a stick of a Fundy defender as they look to go the other way. Moore looking for the puck on the wall, comes free for Osmond, who lost the puck. As they'll play it back, but Moore on the forecheck causes a turnover. Here's Baird. Baird will shoot one low, just goes off the body and wide. As Osmond will play it back behind the net, but right into the stick of a black jersey. That's going to be a whistle as the net comes off the moorings of Jackson Gallagher Temple. Take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Thunder here. They're hosting the V's tonight, and they're hosting the Cape Breton Jets tomorrow night, 7 o'clock here at the Legion Stadium. And then both teams will head over to Moncton next week for the annual mid-November Classic. The 46th annual Monctonian tournament going on. As these two teams will play in the third and final round-robin game later on this month in Moncton. As Baird will win it back to the point, sent back in deep by Reed. As Saulnier will get a stick on it. Still no score here. We're about 8 minutes into this first period. As puck put up top for Parker, but he can handle that pass, so that's going to come free for Brennan Reed in his own blue line. Gets the return pass from Parker. Played up the wall looking for Baird as Hillier came pinching in to deliver the hit. As comes free for Colton McDonald. It's going to be turned over at the line as Baird will backhand it in deep. Right under the stick of Colton McDonald. We'll go D over to Morrissey. Up the wall from Muse. Muse has possession for the V's. Plays up ahead for Saulnier. Saulnier will enter the zone on the left side. Behind the net now as Saulnier gets taken into the wall. Puck will come free for the Thunder as Morrison looking to chip it out. Sent back in deep. Off the skate of Frazier. Parker looking to clear. Comes free for McDonald. McDonald, as Frazier blocked that shot attempt, as Saulnier will dig it into the corner. Him and Reed battling for possession. Saulnier pokes it ahead behind the net. Here is Luke Saulnier looking for an option here. Goes up top for Olmstead. Olmstead looking to feed Muse, but easily turned over. As puck will become free for the Thunder as Carew finishes his hit in neutral ice. GT out to play it. Hall will take the puck from his goaltender. Plays up top from Muse. One touch pass will be played over across for McDonald. McDonald looking to get by Singer. So let that go into the corner as he'll go to the bench as he was called by his coach to get off the ice. As Singer will go off the glass and it's going to go out of play for another whistle here. We're about halfway through the first, still no score. As we'll get to take a look here at the statistics for the Voyageurs. Braden Cound had a great night last weekend as he's top of the scoreboard for the V's. This puck is dropped here. Cound with 9 points in the year. As head coach Carter McMullen credits Cound's success to keeping it simple. He tried to do too much at the start of the year, but now he's keeping things simple and he's scoring some big goals for the Voyageurs. As pass through the middle is going to be picked off by Hall. Good defensive stick for number 8 in his own zone as he'll play it back for Olmstead, but in came Singer pinching in his pass in front through the slot as that was Atkinson who let a shot go. Just goes wide of the net. As Morris looking to clear, he finds Blake DeMille. 2-on-3 for the V's here. That's going to be offside at the line. So we'll have another face-off here. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule here for the V's, as this is the final game until the Monctonian. So they'll have the next couple days off and then they'll head to Moncton on Thursday for their first game. As pass across, Osmond goes skate to stick, has the puck in the corner now as he gets hit into the wall. Puck bouncing in the Thunder zone. It's going to be played right down the ice, and once again we'll have another icing call here as we just passed the 10-minute mark here this first period. Puck will be dropped to the opposite end of the ice. They'll drop the puck to the blocker side of Callum DeWolf, number 29. Not sure if I mentioned him. He played for the Martello Buccaneers last year. Ended up here in Truro for the Thunder. As Ayot lets a shot go off the face-off, waiting for the V's, and that's going to be the first real test for DeWolf as he makes a save with a glove. His first credited shot on goal, I believe. As you can see, the one go up on the scoreboard behind me. Face-off will be the glove side this time of DeWolf. Puck dropped. That's going to be one back for Ayot once again. Here's Osmond looking to center the puck for Callum, but it's going to be turned over as puck comes free for Keith Casey, who will play it up the middle. It's going to be sent into the corner as Ayot will do a shoulder check, collects the puck, goes up the wall. So he finds Muse, one-touch pass. As here comes Braden Cowan. Cowan looks to move on the blue line. Will try and chip it off the boards, but met there by Donald Parker as the Thunder regain possession. In through the middle is Rennie with the puck. Maddox Rennie throws into the body of Hillier. Comes free for Atkinson. Shot blocked by Carew. Good shin pad there from the captain. His puck comes free. Watch out here. They score! Off the turnover. Puck ended up in the slot. Right onto the stick of Maddox Rennie. And he goes top shelf over the blocker. And the Thunder strike first here in Truro. Bit of a gift there for number 18 as puck ended up right on his stick, right in the prime area, and he made no mistake. And it's the Fundy Thunder at home who score the first goal of the game as puck is dropped at center ice. Carew will send it into the opposite corner. That's going to be an icing call once again. Great shot from Maddox Rennie over the blocker side of Gallagher Temple. Gavin Moore in for the face-off up the icing call against Saulnier. Puck is dropped as Carew will collect the puck through his crease. He plays it dangerously, but makes it work for him. That's going to be played across the ice as Rawson in the forecheck. Puck comes free for Saulnier, played over across. Here is Hillier up top. Will send it towards the corner as Reed couldn't reach the puck. Comes free for Uvari. Uvari centering pass for Saulnier. Shot up high. Had the top corner picked, but just misses the crossbar. As Fundy will get possession. Here's Bear looking to clear. Puck goes off his stick. Is bouncing in neutral ice. As Hillier will poke it up ahead and then sent back in deep. As Carew has a little bit of time here as Fundy is offside, but they'll touch up. Here is Jonah Carew. Scans the ice looking for an option. Goes through the middle there, but picked off. As Carew was looking for Yarvi, but Lex McKenzie, the underage defenseman, with a good stick there on neutral ice. As puck played on the wall. Comes free for Saulnier. Saulnier will ship it up ahead for Colton McDonald. Here come the V's of a 2-on-1. McDonald will fire one up high and just missing the crossbar once again with the V's. So still just the one shot credited on goal for them so far, but they've had a few chances. As pass looking for Ulof will go off his skate. Here's McIver off the side of the net. Took a funny hop in front, but stays out of the goal. So 7:40 to go here in the first period. It's going to be kept in at the line by the Fundy Thunder. McIver will cycle in deep. Let's hear his Cochran for a little bit of space. He'll fire out the shoulder of Gallagher Temple, who stands his ground there on the short side. Puck comes free up top. That's going to be played at the blue line, but that came off its moorings in the crease, so they'll blow it down once again. Shots are now credited 6-2 in favor of the hometown Fundy Thunder. Ulof against Cound for the face-off. Puck dropped. One back to the point. Casey looking for the one-timer there. Off the pass was Singer, but he couldn't get a good piece of wood on that. As the V's get possession. Played off the wall by Morrison, looking to clear his Muse as he met there by a few black jerseys. As they're still digging away for the puck, comes free for Ulof, will send it in the corner. Morrison will try and chip it out. This time it will exit the zone as Casey will throw it right back into the corner. That hopped over the stick of Hall as he has Warwick right on him on the forecheck, forcing him to make a quick play. V's looking to clear. Fundy doing a great job of pressuring the wingers here for the V's, keeping the play alive inside the zone. As here is Warwick off the turnover. Will send it in deep for Ulof. Ulof will climb the wall and cycle it in deep, but looking to find Atkinson, who got tangled up there, so he wasn't able to be in the corner for that pass. His chance here for the V's to clear. It'll be met at the line, kept in by Ulof. 6.5 to go here in the first. As Hall looking to clear, kept in once again off the skid of Ulof, but finds McDonald. Here's Colton McDonald, the rookie forward for the V's, as they'll look to clear. As watch out there! That would have been a big hit if they connected. As Warwick was looking for a body there. As Fundy will play it up through the middle off the stick of Atkinson. Will throw it right on to the goal as Gallagher Temple will play it for Morrison. Morrison finds Parsons, who will wind his way through in his own end. In the neutral zone now, Parsons will send it into the corner. 1-on-4 as the V's were changing. Parsons gets a hit in the corner. Puck comes free for a moment, but picked up by the Thunder. As watch out there, DeMille was looking for a hit. As nice couple moves there from Reed Gagnon as he has the puck. Gagnon gets hit off the biscuit by Ayotte. Puck comes free. That's going to be played in the corner. Ayotte lays a body on Maddox Rennie, the goal scorer. Puck comes on top for Reed. Played down low as White will throw it towards the goal. DeMille will make a nice play to find Olmstead behind his own net. Zach Olmstead will slow things down. Goes up the wall for Ryan Morris, who just misses the pass. Is in with a stick of Reed. As puck off the skate will be sent the other way. Here's Olmstead. Olmstead will go up the boards, looking to find a stick. That's going to miss the intended recipient, and that will be an icing call. About 5:06 to go here in the first period. V's can't change off the icing. Fundy will send a few fresh bodies out there, looking to catch the V's a little tired here in their own zone. Still 1-0 here in Colchester. As Moore in for the face-off against DeMille, puck dropped. As V's get possession off the icing call in their own zone. Ayotte looked to clear, kept in by Moore with a stick on the forecheck. As Baird will send it back in deep as well. Great forecheck in the early goings for the boys in black here tonight. As Parsons will look to clear once again for the V's. It's going to be kept in as Ayotte will play it back behind his own net. Ayotte makes a nice move behind his own cage, but nearly turned it over as number 67 was right on him on the forecheck as Ayotte looks to clear, but Singer, another good stick. His chance here. Here's Gavin Moore. Will look to play it across. Comes free up top for McKenzie, who lets a shot go, block it away by Gallagher Temple. Puck played behind the net. Singer pinching in, keeps the play alive. Singer over cross, nice pass for Atkinson. Shot out the blocker of GT. Another good save for the V's goaltender. Puck behind the net. As both teams looking for an inch here. Puck will be played off a skate. Still in behind the cage as Olmstead battling with Moore for possession. DeMille comes in for a body check. Played up to the wall for Ryan Morris. Morris will go over cross looking for Parsons, but misses his stick. As here is Singer. Fundy has been dominating possession so far in the early goings of this one. As Singer will lay it right on the stick of Ayotte as he finds Cowan chicken through the middle. Here is Braden Cowan. Nice move. Cowan looking to go through the slot, but can't find a stick of a teammate. Puck free at the line, up for McIver. As he's the last man back for Fundy. Picked up by Kane Osmond. Over cross for Nate Koharski. Will pivot behind his own net. Koharski plays it over cross for Parsons. There's Cowan to go off the boards and deep. No icing's a signal from the linesman. That's funny hop for Osmond. He gets possession for the Voyageurs. Here's Osmond on the half wall. Plays up top for McDonald. McDonald will look for a lane and shoot one off the pad. Rebounds there for Koharski. Scores! Tie game! Nate Koharski finds a rebound in front. And it's 1-1 here in Truro. Bit of a harmless play there. Puck ended up top for Colton McDonald to let a shot go through traffic off the pad to Wolf. Rebound was right there for the taking for the pinching defenseman Nate Koharski. And he has his second goal of the season. And we're tied here at the Colchester Legion Stadium. 3 minutes to go here in the first. Here is Koharski, the most recent goal scorer. He'll look to clear. Played up the wall. That will escape the zone. And watch out here, Cowan on the forecheck. As Reed able to get a stick on that just in time. Puck comes free at the wall. Played up the boards as McDonald will throw it towards the net right under the stick. At number 11, Parker. As Thunder will slow things down. Here is McIver up the wall looking for Cochran just out of his reach. Picked up by Carrillos. Watch out here. Puck comes free for a moment. A shot towards the goal. As that was Keegan Casey who got loose there for the opportunity, but stopped by Gallagher Temple. As here comes Braden Count. Count as met there at the line by Fundy, who's been doing a great job of guarding their own blue line. As D2D over the hall, who will feather that into the zone. Last man back is Keith Casey. Casey has a lot of time here to make a play, so he'll look for a stretch pass. They'll go off the stick of Cogger. Loose puck is Hall. We'll get there first for the V's. Here's Jaden Hall. As he might have gotten hooked there looking to make a play, but able to move the puck regardless. As Uvari will accept the pass. Up ahead for Saulnier. Saulnier gets by Singer. Saulnier with a lane. Will play it behind the net. 2 minutes to go here in the first as Fundy will get possession, but kept in by Ayotte. Ayotte will look to drag and shoot one, but turned over as here come the Thunders. They'll look to stretch Warwick there, but just out of his reach. Morrison will collect and send it back in deep. Back to retrieve is Singer. Singer will fake one way, go the other. Goes up the wall for Warwick. Warwick will look to clear off the boards. Morrison does a good job defensively to keep that puck into the zone. Here's Casey. Puck played back in behind the Thunder net. Warwick looking to clear. Morrison will keep it alive. Here's Uvari's shot, just goes wide. As there's 80 seconds to go in the period. Puck will be played to the red line and sent right back in deep by Hall as DeWolf will play it behind his own net for Singer. Here is Singer. That was nearly a big collision at the top there, but Morrison going to get a piece of his target there as puck comes free for Ulof. Last minute to play here in the first. Ayotte will hold the line. Ayotte will throw it towards the goal, fought off by Singer with the shin pad. Puck comes free at the boards. This time it's the V's with a good offensive zone pressure as the Thunder can't seem to clear right now. As Uvari back up top for Ayotte. He gets hit into the corner by Singer. Puck comes free one time with Ross. Rebound, stop! There's a couple nice saves in tight from Callum DeWolf. Here is Saulnier over across Ayotte. 30 seconds to go. Shot tip just goes wide. As Morrison collects the puck in the corner. Back in deep. Singer finds a loose puck. Looking to clear as it'll go off the netting once again. And that will stop play. As a few words after the facts from Ayotte. 18.7 left on the clock. An exciting first period. As it was all Fundy up until the V's goal. And now they've been controlling the pace since. Osmond, Count, Muse out there for this ozone draw for the V's as Count with a shot go tipped in front there as Muse was tangled up in the slot. Was still able to get a shot off there off the deflection. Nice save in tight there from number 29 in black. Ooh. Didn't see much action in the first 15 minutes of this game, but as of now, it's been all in his zone as they'll drop the puck. 10 seconds to go. As last chance here for Fundy if they hurry is looking to find Rennie. That's going to be stuck there at the line, and another whistle here with 4 seconds in the period. So they'll drop the puck all the way back in the Fundy zone. Not sure why. I'm sure there's a reason. Osmond against Ulof here. Puck dropped. As it's a scrum draw, and that's going to do it for the first period. So we have a tie game here in Truro. 1-1's your score after the first period. Intermission coming up here, but before we head to the break, interesting story came about in the last few weeks here in the U16 League. As number 44, Gavin Moore, was up with Fundy, of course, in St. John for a road trip. He left his car in the bag overnight, as you can see by the post here. The gear was actually stolen out of his trunk, but it was quickly recovered the next day by a local St. John native. and they were able to get the puck or the gear back to him. So I had the chance to talk to Gavin before the game about this incident, and here's what he had to say. We're here in Colchester County Legion Stadium. I'm here with Gavin Moore. Gavin, you recently got your gear stolen out of your trunk when you were up in New Brunswick. Take us through that story.
Yeah, so basically I played a game that morning in Moncton, and then next day I stayed in a hotel in St. John, and then woke up and it was gone. That's pretty much it.
Were you a little worried when you woke up that you'd never play hockey again, or?
No, not really. I thought I couldn't play that day, so that's about it.
So eventually someone in St. John found it on the side of the highway, correct?
Yeah.
Take us through that process of getting it back.
So the day I found out, my parents told me, and like a week after, the St. John coach brought it down from St. John on a bus.
Nice. You're making headlines all over the U16 league. Everyone's saying it's nice everyone's coming together. So how's that feeling of that unity, despite, you guys maybe being some rivals on the ice? How does it feel to have that St. John has your back?
Oh, it's incredible, because...
Anyone you want to shout out, or the boys here?
Maddox Rennie, Austin Hoyt, and Cole Pugsley.
Nice. Well, good luck to them. Thanks. Thanks, buddy. So quite the experience there for Gavin. Thankfully, he was able to get his gear back. So shout out to the St. John native who found his gear and returned it to him, and shout out to the St. John Vitoes for bringing it back to the Truro area for Gavin. So with that, we'll take a quick break here for the intermission. You're tuned into High Button Sports. U16 AAA action going on here in Truro. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back here for the second period here at the Colchester Legion Stadium. It was all Fundy Thunder the first 17 minutes of this game, and then Voyageurs scored a quick one, and they dominated the last 3 minutes of that first period rather. So our score is 1-1. As it was Maddox Rennie who opened the scoring for Fundy, and then Nate Koharski found the rebound and tied things up with 3 minutes to go in the period. And that's our story here so far, as we'll drop the puck at center ice, and we're underway here in the second period. As here's Moore. Moore will shoot one, and it goes wide, as that would have been quite something. He was able to score right after we showed his interview in intermission. Quite the story for Moore, as he got his gear stolen out of his trunk in St. John, as you may have listened to during the break, as he has the puck in the corner. Plays it up top for McKenzie over to Parker, who gets his shot deflected wide off of the stick of Ethan Parsons, as comes free for Olmsted. Played to the line, but sent back in by McKenzie, but in his attempt to dump it in to hit a body of a Voyageur, as here comes Parsons. He'll send it into the corner as Visa makes some changes. McKenzie goes D to D over to Parker, just misses him and ends up on the stick of Baird. Baird will go across the wall looking for his teammate Atkinson, but that's going to miss him. Here is Jaden Hall. Hall will go off the boards. Going to be kept in by Baird, as he'll let a shot go off the pad as Gallagher Temple, a big save. Keep things tied here as we're a minute into the second period. As puck comes free for Uloth, as they'll try and corral it in neutral ice, but we'll just send it in deep. As watch out, Funny hop here, and a big save! As that was a dangerous hop for the V's, but Gallagher Temple comes up big and tight, as shot from the point blocked on its way through. As here comes Parsons at the end of his shift, he'll send it in deep and head to the bench. So a few good early chances for the Thunder, but Gallagher Temple standing tall in the blue paint for the V's. That's going to go off the wall once again. This time Gallagher Temple will play it off the boards. Looking to clear Saulnier, met at the line by a Fundy stick, as that's going to eventually exit the zone, as Singer will play it back towards the V's end. Here is Koharski, the goal scorer. He'll go over to Hall. Hall up ahead there as Parker came pinching through neutral ice, as Uvari collects it and throws ahead for Ross, but just out of his reach, as he was looking for Saulnier on the right wall. It's going to be sent in deep. Hall looking to retrieve the puck as he had a Warwick right on him. Here's Koharski as he takes a spill right in front of the Zamboni door in that rough ice, as Uvari will collect it and play it up the wall. Met there by Casey, as Ross will get the blue line and go for a change. As Saulnier on the forecheck, Casey moves the puck up the middle as Cochran one-touch pass for Casey, as here comes the Thunder. As Frazier lets a shot go, just goes wide, as puck will go off the pad of Gallagher Temple. Play to the line, Casey will send it back in deep, as weaving his way through the slot. Here is McIver. McIver will play it in deep onto the stick of Cochran. Pass towards the slot looking for Frazier, but met there by 3 V's defenders. Frazier collects the puck over to Parker. Parker looking across the ice. Nice play to Uloth. Will fire one on stop, as McIver let a shot go from the Ovechkin zone in the circle. Stop made by Gallagher Temple. It was up to 12 shots, 11 saves so far, and this one is thrown towards the goal by Parker, and this time Gallagher Temple will freeze things up for the whistle. About 7 minutes have come and gone here in the second period. Still 1-1 here in Truro. DeMille against Gagnon for the face-off. Puck is dropped. Scrum draw comes free for Carew for the V's, as he'll scan the ice looking for an option. Goes through the middle looking for Morris, but just out of his reach. That's going to be an icing on the play. So we'll drop the puck 200 feet the other way. Face off to the blocker side of Gallagher Temple, as Gagnon against DeMille once again on the dot. Puck dropped. Went cleanly back for Kaz Hillier, so go up the wall looking to clear. It was Parsons. Met there by Rennie, but able to fight off him. Parsons, watch out there at the turnover, as that was gifted right in front of the net for Jack White, but he just misses the left post. As thrown towards the goal for White, looking for another opportunity, but once again coming up short was number 19 Black. As puck comes to the line, here's Lex McKenzie, sent in deep. Comes free for White. White looking to center the puck. Comes free off the goal line. White in front for Rennie! And that's 2 for number 18. Fundy regains the lead. Maddox Rennie double dips here tonight. The Thunder are up top once again. Beautiful feed in front. As Rennie was all alone in the blue paint. 16:06 on the clock. So 3:54 the time of the marker. As they'll drop the puck at center ice, V's get possession. As McDonald will chip it in the zone. It's a nice move there from Singer to escape the forecheck. Puck comes free as watch out here. And came Hall pinching through to get a body on the play. As Hall steps up once again on McKenzie. Puck comes free off the dump in for Olmsted. Will go up the wall. As here is Lex McKenzie, the youngster out there for Fundy. Will play it through the middle. Nice move for McKenzie as he plays it to the boards. Will send it in deep. Looking pretty confident out there is number 3 in black. As puck put up the wall, Muse can handle the pass. Comes free for Singer. As he's fresh off the bench, Singer. Nice escape move and neutral ice. Plays it back for Reed. Poked up ahead there by Baird as he got hit in the process. Call that taking a hit to make a play. As Hall will step up on the blue line. Puck comes free for Olmsted. D-to-D pass over to Colton McDonald. Nice move. As he had 3 Thunder read on him in the neutral zone. As that will be sent the other way. Here is McDonald looking to clear off a glove. Comes free in neutral ice. Picked up by Braden Count. Here comes Count. Nice move, but he goes off the skate. Nearly beating Parker there on the one-on-one, but can't get by number 11 in black as Ross going to hold the line. Comes free. Here is Gavin Moore looking to send it in deep, and he will as Gallagher Temple will poke it ahead for his defenseman Hall. Hall up for Ross. Ross will looking to make the play through the middle for Cowan, but intercepted as Warwick gets the loose puck. Warwick will backhand one into the opposite corner. Ayotte looking at there first, but met there by Jacob Cogger. As pass towards the goal, redirected. Nice save there from Gallagher Temple and tight. Kept in deep. Koharski will collect as it go up the middle. Looking to spring Ross. Good bounce there for the V's. As Ross looking to gain the zone. Turned over behind the net for Uvari. Uvari spinning pass looking for Ross on the return feed, but off the side of the cage. Koharski will keep it in the zone. D-to-D pass for Ayotte. Ayotte will make a move. Has some space. Ayotte will fire one into the chest of DeWolf, who covers up for the whistle. So just about 6 minutes have gone, or just over 6 minutes, I should say, in this middle frame. 2 goals tonight for Maddox Rennie of the difference so far, as he has his team up by 1. Puck dropped. 1 back for Casey. D-to-D pass. Makes its way up to the blue line. Koharski will collect. Plays to the opposite boards. So a lot of east-west movement here for the V's. Looking to go across the ice. As pass in front for Saulnier. He couldn't get a shot to go. As rebound came loose. Throw towards the net, but sticked away as McIver will collect. Plays it up ahead. As Fundy looking to get into the zone. Nice move from Cochran. As Frazier looking for the loose puck. Here's McIver in tight, but couldn't get a shot off as he'll find it behind the net. McIver looking to go to the blue line, but intercepted by Lakeland Ross. Ross will pick up ahead for Uvari as puck bouncing in the opposite corner. Singer will collect as he has Ayotte on the forecheck. Puck comes free off the side of the net as Singer will collect in front of his own cage. He'll spin off a check. Singer up for McIver. McIver will go through the middle, looking to spring Cochran. Here comes Jude Cochran, one-on-one with Morrison. Cochran looking for Frazier. He finds him, but he had a few bodies on him. I'm going to make it a clean play. As Frazier finds a streaking McKenzie. McKenzie will walk, game up some space, and fire one! Blocked in front. Rebound cleared to the opposite boards. As Parker there to collect, and he'll send it around the wall. First touch from McIver as he'll play it in deep for Cochran. Pass up ahead for Frazier. Ends up with a stick of McKenzie. Lets a shot go off the tip of the pad of Gallagher Temple. Kept in by the Thunder as McIver finds it in the corner. Makes a nice spin move, but met there by a V's defender. That's Saulnier as he'll find Morris, who makes the play up the wall as he gets hit in the process. Here's Lex McKenzie looking to make a play. Very impressive game from the youngster McKenzie as he'll go off the stick of Cochran into the zone. Thunder are changing. Here is Morrison with a little bit of time as he turns it over nearly in front of his own net, but able to make the play up for Osman. Osman through the middle, stays on the right side. Osman will throw it out the blocker. His rebound was right there in the slot, but no dice for the V's as here comes White now for Fundy. White went to the zone as a 3-on-3 developing here. Spinning pass, looking for the hat trick out there, and is Maddox Rennie, but couldn't get a handle of that one cleanly. It's going to be kept in at the line and sent in deep. Here is Hall. So cycle up the board, looking for Morris. Morris, one touch, looking for Cowan, but he couldn't get a handle on it. Puck will be kept in by Singer. Singer, nice move off the wall, has a little bit of space. Here is Singer, who'll fire one out the blocker. As punching that one out to the slot was Gallagher Temple. As watch out here, Morris. Singer came pinching through there, but offside were his teammates, so he couldn't go get the puck as he sent it into the V zone. His nice move from Hall behind his own net. Hall up for Osman. Osman skate to stick, will take a hit there from White, and able to make the play as Carew looking to clear off the body of Rennie. Maddox Rennie, 2 goals tonight, looking for his third as he has the puck up top. Will fire one on! This goes wide as the goal horn went off there preemptively. They thought Rennie had the goal already as Reed let a shot go. This time goes off the side of the cage. Not sure if you heard the goal horn go off there in the background. Kind of confused me, if you're being honest, as here is Osman behind his own net as we're about halfway through this first period. Not sure if the camera caught that there, but a lift of the stick in the neutral zone from Morris will draw a penalty. Few words being exchanged here. So the stick went flying in the air. Not sure if you caught that on the left side of your screen, but Morris will sit for 2 for interference. Another chance for this Thunder power play. They were unsuccessful in their first attempt here as puck is dropped. One back for Atkinson. Over to Singer. Singer will look for a pass there as that's going to be deflected wide as Baird will collect in the corner. Baird up the half wall. Will fake up and go down, but met there by Uvari. Couldn't clear as player taken down. That is Cogger, but he makes the play regardless. Here is number 24, Cogger, will go around the wall for Ulof. Trent Ulof, the veteran forward, will go across ice for Atkinson, who'll collect on his backhand. Now has it on his forehand. Pass towards the goal, sticked away by Olmstead. Puck comes free for Singer. Play to the half wall for Cogger as he collects it in the circle. Cogger back for Ulof, is able to make a play up for Singer. Was Ulof in desperation. Here is Atkinson. Atkinson will scan the ice looking for a lane. He'll take it up top now as we're halfway through the second period. Still 2-1. Here is Baird out of the corner. Baird waits it down low for Cogger. Cogger behind the net, looking for an option. Has it on behind the goal line. Pass in front there, goes out the blocker of Gallagher Temple, but kept in by the Fundy Thunder. Here is Ulof up top for Singer. Singer will fire one in the traffic. Rebound there and sprawling out with the pad is Gallagher Temple. Makes the save in desperation as net is off. It's Moorings and they'll blow it down. What a save there and tight with the legs from the man they call GT. As there is 44 seconds to go in the penalty. Some good looks there for the Thunder on that power play. As Maddox Rennie will hit the ice here, looking for the hat trick here. And as we're just about halfway through this second period. It's off the face-off. McIver will collect the blue line, but McDonald pressuring him will create a turnover. It's going to be played back inside the Fundy zone. Is Fundy looking for a hooking call there on McDonald, but they won't get one. Arm stays down from the referee. As here's McIver in neutral ice. McIver will enter the zone on the right side. So I'd like to dump it around the wall as Cochran was right there expecting the puck. Nice move off the forecheck, but using a stick there was Muse to poke that out of the zone. Here's McIver. One touch of pass in the middle for Rennie, but that's going to be off his skate and right under the stick of Morrison, who will look to clear but hits the skate of the referee. Here's McIver in his own zone. Over to Parker. Parker plays up ahead for Rennie. He has 2 in this game, looking for a hat trick shot, and he scores! That's 3 for Rennie! The national hat trick. And number 18 has his fingerprints all over this game. 3 goals consecutively for number 18, Rennie. And they'll send that puck to the bench. Maddox Rennie putting on a show here in Truro. And it is now 3-1. At the tail end of that power play, Rennie took it himself into the zone off the rush. Threw it low blocker and find the back of the net. Goal scorers, they can score from anywhere, and that's exactly what Maddox Rennie just did, as he has 3 in the game here. As V's looking to respond. They're down 3-1 here in the second period. Hall comes pinching in. That's going to be out of the zone. Uvari will collect up ahead for Hall, who throws out the body of Singer, who will collect it. Singer, spinning pass up for White. That's going to be out of his stick and out of the reach of him as Hall will collect over to Hillier. Hillier up the ball looking for Ross, but that will just miss him, and that's going to be an icing call. With exactly 8 minutes to go here in the second. Maddox Rennie, 3 goals in the night. Has all 3 for his team. Got to be a pretty good feeling for him. Face off to the blocker side of Gallagher Temple. Puck dropped. V's got possession in the defensive zone. Here's Hillier up for Ross. Ross over to Uvari. Uvari will throw off the pad there. Looking for the tip was Ross. Great play there off the zone entry, but unable to capitalize. As this can be played to the red line. One back is Hall. Will look to evade the forecheckers. He has 2 black jerseys on him. As we'll play up the wall for Uvari, who fanned on the clearing attempt as Warwick right there to collect the puck, but it's going to come free for the V's. Here is Ross. That's going to be picked off by Keegan Casey as it goes up the wall. Kept in by Uvari, sent in towards the corner. 7:20 to go here in the second. Uvari looking for that loose puck as that's going to come free for Saulnier. Let's watch out here off the bench as Ayotte will bat it down. Looking to make a play in front, but unable to get a shot off as Olmstead off the rebound. Looking to drag and shoot that one through the traffic, but here comes a 2-on-1. There's Ulof and Collier. Shot! Blocker save on the 2-on-1 opportunity from Jackson Gallagher Temple. This game remains 3-1, as that will be played up ahead for Ayotte to go skate to stick. Ayotte went to the zone. Will make a move in the slot as he gets hit there, right on the ringette line, or where the ringette line would be if there was one. That's going to be played up the wall. Kept in as Ulof will collect in his own zone. Plays it back for Parker. To do the pass for Lex McKenzie. McKenzie wisely plays that up ahead for Ulof as puck will be played to the opposite direction by Osmond as Parker pinching through. Puck free at neutral ice. That's going to be steered ahead by Moore. Right under the stick of Captain Carew. Carew goes over to his partner Olmstead. Return pass over to Carew. Carew up the wall. Finds Osmond. Leaves it for Counts. Here come the V's. Back to Osmond. That's going to be offside the line. And a shot just as the whistle was blowing. The Fundy Thunder do not like that as they come to the defense of their goaltender. One of those unwritten rules in hockey. If you shoot the puck after the whistle, it's a no-no. As just a warning for now as they'll send Osmond to the box. I mean, I don't know. That was pretty close to the whistle where he shot the puck. So no warning there for number 18, Kane Osmond. So the Thunder will head right back to the power play. They are 1 for 2 here tonight. And of course their goal came from Maddox Rennie just a few moments ago as he's out there for the face-off against DeMille, but they'll have to redo the draw as linesman didn't like the formation. They finally dropped the puck. Played in the corner. 6 minutes to go here in the second. Fundy up by a pair. As here's Parker's shot, gloved down by Gallagher Temple, who sees the puck through traffic and makes a save with the glove. And sportsmanlike is the call, as you can hear from the PA announcer. Face off the blocker side of Gallagher Temple. No changes on either side. Puck is dropped. One back for Parker. He's a smooth skating D-man out there for the Thunder. As they'll play to the half wall for Cochran. Down low, Moore finds Cochran on the return feed. Over across for McIver. McIver will scan his options here. Take it down low. Pass in front for Cochran. And a stop in tight. As puck came loose there, quick whistle from the referee. As he blew it down right away. No goal, of course, is the call there. As nice deflection in front. But this game will remain 3-1. 5:42 to go here in the second period. This time the puck we drop to the glove side of Gallagher Temple. Puck in the corner. Here is Maddox Rennie, the goal scorer ×3 here tonight. As McIver has the puck, he'll fire one off the shin pad. Nice block there from Halls. He's feeling the effects of that one. A little slow to get up. Is that we played up ahead by goaltender Callum DeWolf. Puck comes free at neutral ice. Here is Jude Cochran. Cochran will make his way into the zone. Cochran with a lane as he's met there by Hillier and his stick. Played up top for McIver. McIver will hesitate, fake the pass as he'll make a play over. Crossing for the tip was Cochran. And some great puck movement here from the Thunder on the power play, but V's getting some sticks in lanes, preventing some good chances. 5 minutes to go here in the second period rather. As here is Ulof. Enters his zone on the left side. 40 seconds to go in the power play. Ulof will cycle it up for Rennie. Rennie will send it back towards the corner for Ulof. Ulof has a puck behind the net as he gets taken down from a stick. No call on the play. McIver holds the line. Little shoe one looking for the tip in front, and they score! As high stick on the play is the signal from the referee, so that will be no goal. Stick was up pretty high there over the crossbar, deems the referee, so no goal on the play. A beautiful deflection regardless. But this game will remain 3-1. Shots are 22-8 in favor of Fundy, who has taken over this game here in the second period. Puck is dropped. Won by the Thunder as Baird will circle back. Singer over cross. Looking for Atkinson. Atkinson back to Singer as he has a little bit of step here as he enters the zone. Singer drops it off for Ulof. Ulof will hold on to the puck in the corner as Carew couldn't get to the puck first as Ayotte will find it and send it down the ice. And that's should do it for this power play. 4:10 to go here in the second. As there is no time left on the clock, so out comes Osmond out of the box. So V's able to kill off the unsportsmanlike penalty. As battle comes free, here's Saulnier over to Uvari, sent in deep. Saulnier tangled up with Singer, who wins the battle behind the net. Singer evades the check, makes a few spin moves behind the cage. One last one here for Singer, number 66. Comes free. As here is Ulof. Played up ahead as a foot race for the puck. Looks like Baird will get there first, which negates the icing. Baird out of the corner. Comes free for Cogger. Cogger just had his goal taken away. So pass in front there. One-timer! Stopped as Ayotte blocked that one in front. Here come the V's now looking to spring Colton McDonald onto the zone. McDonald off the rush. And at the end of his shits, will throw it towards the goal. Fought off by DeWolf. Here come the Thunder now. Here is Rennie looking for his fourth goal of the game. Rennie has the puck knocked off his stick by Zach Olmstead, but recollects it. Here's Rennie in the high slot. Thrown towards the goal. Just goes wide. 3 minutes to go here in the middle frame. Shot from the point. Tipped and they score! Off the point shot. Looks to be Brennan Reed who scored the goal. As he'll take credit for that one. Number 15 heads to the bench to celebrate with his teammates. And it's a 3-goal lead for the Fundy Thunder. 3 seconds past the 3-minute mark in the second period. Brennan Reed gets the goal. And the V's are down 3 goals here in Truro. So drop the puck at center ice. 4-1's your score at Colchester Legion Stadium. It's been all Thunder here for the most part of this game. They controlled the play heavily. It's going to be played over the opposite corner. Picked up by Hall, who will play it up the boards. Kept in by Rennie. Rennie, behind the net, has 3 goals in the night, looking for more. As Uvari looking to clear. Sent back in deep, and penalty coming up here. As Fundy will touch up. Looks like they will head to the box. Interference is a signal from the referee. Ross got tripped up on the play. As they'll send the hat-trick man, Rennie, to the sin bin. So all over the score sheet tonight is number 18 in black. 2:28 to go in this middle frame. Calm will take the draw against Keegan Casey. Puck dropped. Shot from Ross, fought out by DeWolf as he was screened in front. But, sorry, number 17 is Keegan Frazier, not Keegan Casey. Not sure why I wrote down Casey. Regardless, Fundy wins the face-off, and that's going to be cleared down the ice as puck is bouncing off the stick of Hall. Atkinson on the forecheck, but Koharski gets there first. Nate Koharski spins off the check. He'll lead the rush here for the V's in the power plays. He actually plays it back for Osman. Kane Osman over across, finds Hall. Hall looking for an option out of his own end. Will play it back in front of his own net. Here is Koharski up for Count. He leads the V's in scoring. Let's see what he can do here. Braden Count off the rush. Pass in front, just out of the reach of everybody. Puck comes free for Hall, who will walk in and shoot. Look for a tip, and Ross got a stick on that one, but off the pad of DeWolf, who makes a save off the deflection. Puck comes free on the half wall. Here is Ross. As first real offensive zone pressure for the V's this period, but that's going to be cleared out the zone. Minute and a half to go in the period. A minute and 3 to go on the power play. Here's Kane Osman out of his own. Zen trying to go through the legs of Cogger as he gets the puck right back. Here is Kane Osman off the rush. Will make a move. Osman over to Count, but just goes over his stick. As chance for Fundy to clear, and they will off the glass. 45 seconds to go on the power play for the V's. Here is Carew out of his own end. Carew over to Hillier. Kaz Hillier up ahead for Parsons. Parsons will pass in the middle for Carew. Throws it towards the goal, but sticked away. And that will be cleared. As we're inside the last minute of play here in the second period. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Here is Hillier. Makes a move by Cogger. Finds Parsons on the right wall. Parsons will enter the zone and shoot one on, blocked by Casey. And that's going to be collected by Ulof, and that's going to be sent down the ice, and that's going to do it for the V's power play as Gallagher Temple will settle things down. Out of the box is Maddox running. We're back to 5-on-5. Half a minute to go here in the second. Here's Hillier. Makes the move out of his own zone. Let's be able to poke it ahead. But ran to the stick of Casey. Will go onto the stick of Rennie, who makes a play up for Moore. But he couldn't get loose there as Morrison got back just in time. 10 seconds to go in the frame. Puck on the goal line. Bouncing puck comes free from Morrison. Morrison, with 4 seconds on the clock, he's got to shoot the puck here, and he will. Off the rush, and DeWolf makes a save. And that's going to do it for the second period. Few shoves after the final buzzer as both teams out of the locker room here. Let's see if there's a penalty out of this scrum. But we won't find out until the third. So Thunder score 3 goals in the middle frame. They're up 4-1 here, heading to the second intermission. You're tuning to High Button Sports live from the Colchester Legion Stadium. U16 action going on here tonight. We'll be back out of the break. Welcome back here for the third period of play. It's been all Fundy here in Truro tonight. They scored 3 goals in the middle period. 4 total. And, of course, Maddox running with a natural hat trick for Fundy as he scored their first 3 goals. And that was followed up from a 4th as well. So 4-1 is your score. As early chance for the V's as they have a little bit of a step here off the opening whistle. As they've been a little spotty here tonight. They've had their bursts of momentum, but unable to get much going. A shot off the slot area is going to be steered aside as Carew will collect it and send it in deep. So 4-1 your score here. Maddox running with the hat trick. As puck will be played at the line and kept in by Uvari. So good start to this third period from the Voyageurs so far. As that will be sent down the ice right under the stick of Gallagher Temple, who will poke it up ahead for Carew, his captain. Carew will find Ross, but that will go off his stick. Here is Warwick now. Warwick will shoot when blocked by Carew. As that's going to be played to the line, sent in deep. Carew will shoulder check as he had Ulof right on him. Watch out, turned over, pass in front, just goes over the net. Off the stick of Cogger. As pass through the middle, sticked away. Good stick and tight from Gallagher Temple. That's going to be covered up in the blue paint. That'll be our first whistle. As whoa, watch out there in the crease. A collision between Saulnier and the linesman. But everyone is no worse for wear. Saulnier actually a little mad after the fact as well skate to the bench. Face off inside the V zone. Ulof against Cound for the draw. Puck dropped. Comes free out the face off. Is looking to throw that towards the net. It's Cogger. Let a pass go down low for Ulof, but that's going to be just wide of the net. Kuharski looking to clear. Hit there into the wall by Warwick as Cound came in to back his teammate up. As here is Osman. Kane Osman will lead the rush for the V's as he gets stopped at the line. Puck played back. Reed, who had the 4th goal of the game for the Thunder, plays it over to Singer. Singer will send it in deep around the wall. Hall against Ulof with a loose puck. Ulof will poke it down low for Warwick. Warwick gets hit into the wall. Puck comes free for Hall. As Kuharski looking to clear. It's going to be kept in. Played up top. Here is Casey. Will walk the line and look for a lane and shoot one low off the pad of Gallagher Temple. Casey gets the puck again. This time it's a one-timer go. Blocked by Osman as rebound play to the neutral ice, but off the bench came Parker to collect the puck for Fundy. Sent back into the V zone as Kuharski can't win the battle against Warwick, but Hall there to back him up. Hall finds Parsons on the wall, looking for Osman streaking through the middle, but picked off as Warwick at the end of his shift will play it back into the zone as he'll head to the bench. Here is Hall out of the corner, finds Parsons, one-touch pass, looking for Cowan. That will go off his skate and right under the stick of Parker, who will send it down the ice, and that's going to be an icing call. As we're about 2.5 minutes into this third period, still 4-1. Face-off will be inside the Thunder zone. Callum Hartland only forced to make 12 saves so far in the night. But as a goaltender myself back in the day, it's those low-shot games that are really challenging because you don't see a lot of action. You can't really stay warm, especially in a cold rink like the Colchester Legion Stadium. It's hard to stay engaged in the game, so let's see how tough of a mental battler number 29 is here tonight. As he's been sharp when he's had to be, but his chances have come in bunches, as I mentioned at the top of the period. As here is Ulof. He'll fire one off the circle. It just goes off a stick and wide of the net. Here is Casey off the goal line. Stop. As that was deflected in front by Jude Cochran in tight. As puck in the corner. 3 minutes have gone so far in the third. As Morrison will play it back around the net. Ayotte will spin off a forecheck. Finds McDonald. McDonald through the middle. Looking for Saulnier. One touch from Muse. 2-on-2 for the V's. Muse looking for a streaking Saulnier in the slot who was all alone, but they couldn't get the puck past the Fundy defense. This can be sent down the ice. And I mean, another icing call here. Fundy can't change on the play. This will be forced to keep some tired bodies out there for this face-off inside the zone. Exactly 3.5 minutes have come and gone here in the third period. DeMille out there with Morris and Parsons. Hillier and Kuro on the blue line. Frazier in for the face-off. He's been out there for a while. Puck dropped. Went back to the point, tipped just wide as Carew let a shot go off the face-off. Here's Hillier. Nice move. Hillier still has the puck. Hillier will throw it towards the goal. That's going to be off the pad. And up high in the air, Morris couldn't corral it. That's going to be sent down the ice once again. And this time will be no icing. Signaling the no icing was the linesman. It's McIver still out there for Fundy. Puck comes free for DeMille. DeMille will play it back for Carew, who will throw it in neutral ice. Picked up. Here is Lex McKenzie up the opposite boards as Hillier had Gagnon right on him. Couldn't make the play, but Carew there to back him up. Puck comes free off the turnover behind the net. As looking to center that pass was hat-trick man, Mr. Maddox Rennie. Here is Lex Mackinson. Shot blocked in front there as McKenzie lost his stick, but it's going to be kept in at the line, but Singer couldn't hold it in completely as well. The whistle out the offside and a few words being exchanged there. 15:37 to go. (4-1) still a score. Face-off will be to the left side of the Thunder bench. V's will make some changes. They'll send Saulnier to the face-off up against Gagnon. Puck dropped. One back to the opposite wall for Hall. Here's Jaden Hall, number 8 for the V's. Enters his own left side. Hall towards the middle off a stick, and that will stay in play as White will collect the puck. Goes off the boards, looking to spring his teammate there, but Olmstead pinching in the neutral zone will keep the play alive. Here's Olmstead in the middle for Uvari, but in the back check came Gagnon. As puck comes free by net for McKenzie, turned over, pass at the side of the net. As hit there on the boards. Ross got tangled up into the wall with White. Here's Ross in front for Saulnier, just goes wide. Ross gets the rebound. This has been the best line for the V's tonight, in my opinion. Uvari, Saulnier, and Ross. As puck played off the glass. As chance here. Here comes Maddox Rennie. He's got 3 goals in the night, looking for more. Rennie will fire one, just goes low. As Rennie has that sneaky low shot, he looks for the holes. Doesn't necessarily go for the top corner every time, but it's working for him tonight. As puck put to the corner, Ross tangled up, looking to find the puck. 2-on-2 in front of the Fundy banner. Here is Gavin Moore. Moore will go off the stanchion, takes a funny hop, but using his hops there was Nate Kaharski. Shout out strength and conditioning coach Logan Guthrow, as you've been doing plenty of jumping exercises at the gym, so that play was because of him. Here is Rennie looking to clear, kept in by Kaharski. Here's Kaharski on the backhand, up top for Ayotte. Ayotte will fire one on through the screen, blockered away by DeWolf. Puck bouncing in the slot, chance here for the Thunder to clear, and they will as they'll get the red line. That's going to be an icing call. Or no, that's going to be negated as Gallagher Temple played the puck behind the net. Here is Ayotte up for Uvari. Uvari, it's going to be turned over. Here's Gavin Moore, stopping tight there from Gallagher Temple. As the man of the night, Gavin Moore couldn't get that one to go. Here is Osmond now. Osmond looking to get that on net. Blocked in front by Singer. As here comes Baird over to Atkinson, who'll chip it in deep. 6.5 minutes have gone in this third period. As watch out here, collision behind the net. Puck comes free. As pinching in is Singer looking for the hit on Osmond. That's going to be played the opposite direction. Bear looking for the loose puck as him and Parsons tangled up. Parsons gets the worst of that exchange. It's going to be thrown on net unintentionally by Morrison. That's going to be covered up by Gallagher Temple. There's a long storied rivalry between these two teams. It dates back to the 2023 East Coast Ice Jam. These two teams met in the final. It was those two teams at the top of the standings all year long that season. It really developed a rivalry through the years as puck is dropped. Off the face-off win here is Singer. Shot! Stop! Rebound there, but cleared away. Here's Casey. Stop made. And that's going to be covered up by Gallagher Temple. Number 66, Cooper Singer. His brother Wilson, they're not sure if he's watching tonight, but he was a big part of that Fundy rivalry with the V's a couple years ago. He is quite the antagonizer. I'm not sure how his brother is himself, but the Singer family runs deep here in Truro. That's going to be played back towards the goal as it's going to be covered up by Gallagher Temple, and watch out here as Braden Warwick might have drawn a penalty as Gallagher Temple threw his stick to the corner. Not sure that's going to be called as well, but looks like Braden Cowan will head to the box. There'll be a Thunder power play, it looks like. Cross-checking the signal from the referee in front of the penalty box. So with 12:50 to go here in the third, the Thunder, who are 1 for 3 on the power play tonight, will head back to the man advantage. Puck is dropped. One back to the point. Here's McIver over to Parker. Parker will look to feed Cochran on the half wall, but he whipped on the pass. Gets it back. Sent down low. Here is Moore. Moore looking across ice for McIver, but off a stick. Here's Parker. Plays it down low for Moore, but Carew will get through the puck first. As Carew hops in the loose puck. Comes free. On the net for Moore. Moore up for Cochran. Jude Cochran on the half wall. Looking across ice there with a nice feathery saucer pass. Finds McIver. McIver behind the net. Gets taken down, but arm stays down as well. Comes free for Cochran. Up top for Parker. Parker back for Cochran. Cochran, nice move. Cochran will choose not to shoot there as he had a wide open lane. Here is Parker over across from McIver. Another penalty coming up here to the V's. So a 5-on-3 coming up here as soon as the V's touch the puck. That's going to be kept in by Atkinson. Atkinson plays it down low for Moore as they'll touch up here. So let's see what the call is. Spearing. So this could be a 4-minute call. You don't see the spearing call too often in this league, at least. So that's 4 fingers from the referee. It will be a extended 5-on-3. 1:03 to go in the original penalty. So they'll have a full minute and 3 seconds of 5-on-3 time. Puck is dropped. Lots of space out there for Fundy. A Singer down low for Uloth. The veteran forward will look to go across the ice off the stick of Atkinson as he collects it. Atkinson will circle back up top over for Baird. Baird will a shot goal blocked by Olmstead as recollected by Baird off the side of the net. That's going to be picked up by Olmstead. Looking to clear. That's going to just escape the zone. As Singer forced to circle back in his own end. Here is Singer over across for Baird. Baird cross ice for Uloth. Uloth had that hop over his stick, but able to make the play out of the corner. Here is Singer up top. Singer will walk in, finds Baird on the half wall. Baird will walk towards the goal. Stop made. Rebounds right there for Atkinson, and a big save in desperation from Gallagher Temple. Keep things at bay for the V's. As we're about halfway through the third period, here is Uloth. Enters his zone on the left side. Uloth will take his space and shoot one off the blocker of Gallagher Temple. Original penalty has expired, so 5-on-4 now. As here is Singer. That will just stay inside. Singer towards the middle. That's going to be sent down the ice. Right on goal for Callum DeWolf to make a play. As I'll leave it there for Singer. Count on the forecheck as he just exited the box. Singer will slow things down here. As I'll leave it there for McIver. Up for Baird. Baird looking for an option. Will fan the pass to the middle. It's going to be picked off and sent right back down. As that hit the helmet of Parker right in the ear. As he'll exit the game. As Solnier on the forecheck on Baird. Baird makes a nice escape move in his own blue paint. As he'll find Cochran streaking through the middle. Jude Cochran enters his zone. Puts the brakes on the half wall. Up top for Singer. Singer over across. One-timer. As that's going to be stopped by the stick as Rennie was looking for his 4th goal of the game. He's got the hot stick tonight. Here is Moore out of the corner. 2 minutes to go in the power play. Moore has the puck. Over cross. Looking for Rennie. Rennie will walk up top and shoot one on. Stop made by Gallagher Temple as he makes a save. That will be his 30th save of the night. As he'll freeze play. 1:49 to go as we're past the halfway mark here in the third. Moore in for the draw against Ethan Parsons. Puck dropped. One back for Parker. Fundy has been great in the dot here tonight, winning lots of face-offs. Cochran back up top for Parker. Over across, here's McIver. Shot low, it's going to be stopped. As looking for the tip through the screen was McIver on the shot from the half wall, but Gallagher Temple makes another save. Still 4-1 here in Truro. V's with only 14 shots on goal so far. 2.5 periods deep into this one. Puck is dropped. One back for Hillier. It's looked to clear. Kept in by Rennie. Maddox Rennie, hat trick tonight. Looking for more. Finds Cochran. Here's Parker now. Parker will play it down low. Here is Cochran. Finds Gavin Moore. Moore will cycle it in deep there. Hillier looking to jump on that loose puck, but couldn't get there first. As getting there first was Rennie. Rennie over across from McIver. He'll play it out the board, so he'll send it in deep. Plays it back for Moore. Up top for Cochran. Cochran finds Parker. Parker over across for Cochran on the return pass. A minute to go on the power play. Here is Parker again. Parker finds Cochran's shot through the screen. Just goes wide of the net as Gavin Moore was parked in front. Puck comes free for Moore. Moore will shoot one. Just goes over the net as he had that top corner labeled. Here is Moore. Plays it up to the blue line, but just out of the reach of McIver. And that will go all the way down the ice. V's can make some changes here off the mishap from the Thunder. As here is Parker behind his own net. Parker over across. Finds Ulof. Poked up ahead. McIver has the puck on the right wing. McIver off the rush will shoot one low off the pad. Rebound, played those slots. Shot from Cogger. And another save from Gallagher Temple. As McIver fans on the pass. Still has the puck though. McIver up top for Singer, just out of his reach, but ends up on the stick of Rennie. Rennie will walk down the wall. He gets hit there from Ayotte. That was a big collision at the face-off dot, and that's going to stop play. Huge collision, clean hit from Ayotte as he caught Rennie with his head down. We'll take a quick break here for the timeout due to the injury. Be right back in just a moment. Welcome back as Maddox Rennie back to the Thunder bench as he was assessed there by the medical staff for Fundy. Hopefully he's okay. He's had a great game tonight regardless, as McKenzie will play it back for Singer. As hit there on the boards on Koharski, who came pinching in. Here's White off the boards, looking to clear, kept in. As we're back to 5-on-5, by the way, not sure if I mentioned that. The V's kill off the 5-on-3, keeps things 4-1 as player taken down near the blue line. Arm stays down as well. Here is McKenzie. McKenzie has it on his own goal line. Last over cross and right on the tape of number 19, Jack White. As he'll poke it ahead. In the corner, look for Gagnon. Gagnon has a few players on him. As McDonald finds a loose puck. McDonald looking to clear, but kept in by Reed. As here's Morrison in his own end. Morrison will go D-to-D over to Koharski. Koharski scans the ice, will go off the boards as McKenzie will throw it right back towards the V zone, but blocked unintentionally by McDonald. Puck comes free as Muse will throw it right on goal from the red line at center ice. That's going to be poked right up ahead from McKenzie, looking to catch the V's on a change, but Ulof couldn't collect that pass cleanly as Carew goes D-to-D over to Hillier. Hillier up the middle. As watch out here, here's Osmond. Osmond will drag, but he couldn't get that one on goal as number 6, Casey, able to defend him perfectly. As Warwick looking to clear, kept in by Hillier, will put it back towards the slot, but picked off by the Thunder, as Carew will collect and neutral ice. Finds Saulnier, that's going to be off his stick. Here goes Cogger, gets nudged off the puck in neutral ice, but able to keep possession. Cogger behind the net, has the puck, as he has Parker up top, but he just misses him. That will escape the zone. Back to retrieve it is Casey. Casey off the opposite wall, finds Cogger. Cogger will go up the boards, but that's going to be whistled down as the net came off once again inside the V zone, so that will draw a whistle. As we're just inside the 6-minute mark. 5:56 to go here in the third. Uloth against Saulnier inside the Voyageurs zone. V's down 3 here in the late goings of this one. They'll need to score a quick goal here soon to make things interesting down the stretch. Puck dropped. Warwick looking for the loose puck. Comes free for Uloth! Off the post as he had Gallagher Temple beat, but he couldn't find the back of the net off the iron. As scrum for the puck on the wall. Comes free for Cowan. Nice escape move past Uloth as Cowan finds Osmond. Here's Kane Osmond down the right wing. Pass for Cowan on the return feed. Will just go wide as hit there on the forecheck on Count. Draws a few oohs and ahs from the Fundy bench. As here's Hillier in his own zone over to Carew. Return pass to Hillier as we'll play it off the boards. Hillier back to Carew. V's are in their own zone. Carew will scan the ice, goes up the middle as that's going to be sent down as Cowan looking for that loose puck, tangled up with Lex McKenzie. Puck played up the boards for Cogger. Cogger cross-ice pass as East-West game working tonight for the Thunder. As fanning on that shot was Warwick as he throws it towards the slot, picked off by Zach Olmstead. His counter-numerical partner, number 5, is Moore. Looking for the loose puck, trips up, Counts. Arm stays down as they'll send the puck in deep, block it away by DeWolf. As the V's bench in disgust right now. It's not going their way here tonight as Ayotte will use his hand to intercept that puck. As hit there, a reverse hit from Ayotte. Here is Singer. Pass up ahead, looking for Moore, but just out of his reach as he was in all alone if he got that pass cleanly. 4.5 to go. Here is Parsons. Turned over for Moore. Moore out of the corner. Plays it up top for Reed. Over across for Singer. Singer will fire one up high off the stick and out of play. As Gallagher Temple got a piece of that one. Inside the last 4.5 to go as we'll get another penalty as they tee up a man. Looks like it's Atkinson. Not sure what he said to earn the tee there, but looks like the V's will use their timeout perhaps as head coach is looking to, as they won't use a timeout, but they'll send the goalie to the bench. So if less than 5 minutes to go, 4:17 to be exact, the V's will head to a 6-on-4 opportunity here. So this is the game here, folks. Let's see what the V's can do here. Puck dropped as Cowan collects out of the corner, pass in front, just out of the reach. That's going to be cleared down the ice. Here is Hall. Hall over to Kaharski. Kaharski will circle back in his own zone. Finds Hall again. Hall over to Morris. He'll collect the pass. Morris over across to the middle. One touch over to Parsons. It's going to be deemed onside. Here's Hall. Hall will play it down low for Cowan. Cowan in front for DeMille. Comes free as let a shot and go there. It was Parsons. That's going to be off the helmet, and that will stop play due to the fact that goaltender DeWolf, his helmet came off. So that stops things here. 3:48 to go. 6-on-4. V's will keep the same 6 players out there for this one. Ulof for the face-off against Count. Puck dropped. One back to the point. Hall over to Kaharski. Kaharski finds Hall on the return pass. Hall will walk in and shoot one off the glove and covered up by Callum DeWolf, who saw that through traffic. V's will make a few changes here. Still 1:23 of power play time for the Voyageurs. Saulnier in for the draw. Puck dropped. Played back behind the net for Colton McDonald to go up the wall for Carew. Carew keeps it in. Over across for Morrison. Morrison thought about shooting, but he plays it back instead. Here's Uvari looking to cycle it in deep. Uvari finds Ross. Ross, one touch for Sonny. Reese to the front there! And a few whacks in front of the net for McDonald, who throws his arms up in disgust. Colton McDonald had the whole net to shoot at in front, but he couldn't get the puck elevated. A great chance and tight for number 15 in white. But this game will remain 4-1. Saulnier in for the draw. Puck dropped. Here is Morrison. Over to Carew. Carew will throw it towards the goal. Tipped and stopped by DeWolf, who makes the save. Interested to see what the V's do here if they put the goalie back in after the power play. 58 seconds remain on the man advantage. 3:15 to go here in the third. Desperation mode of the V's right now. This here is Carew. Up top, off the face-off. Carew will fire one up high. Blocked in front, and McDonald gets the rebound. He'll find up top for Morrison. Morrison will walk in low. Pass in front. Stopped by DeWolf in tight. As he gets down with a butterfly to make the save. .42 seconds to go on the power play. Carew will stay out there. Ayotte will join Osman, Parsons, and Muse as they drop the puck preemptively. Not sure anyone was ready for that one. Here is Cound. Cound down low for Ayotte. Back up top for Osman, who just holds the line. Kane Osman back over to Ayotte. Ayotte will find it and shoot it up high off the side of the net as standing his ground was DeWolf. Here is Osman. That's going to be another penalty here, so 5-on-3 for 23 seconds. Cross-checking the signal as they'll send the youngster McKenzie to the box. And number 11, that is Max Parker, will exit the game. So 5-on-3, 2:40 to go in regulation, 23 seconds to go in the original penalty. So if the V's can score two quick ones here, can make things interesting down the stretch. Puck is dropped. With the face-off. Looking for it is Parsons. Parsons over across. One-timer Osman is loose in the crease, and that's going to be kept out. Here is Parsons over across. One-timer Osman again just goes wide. As you can tell what they're looking for here on this 5-on-3. Here's Parsons up top through the screen. Tipped in front, rebounds there as it's still loose in the front. Here is Parsons over across for Osman off the stick of Gavin Moore as Atkinson back out there. 5-on-4 now. Osman up top looking to pass it in front off a skate. Carew has it. Carew over for Ayotte, who just fumbles that one. Ayotte will look to get the puck out of the corner. Picked off by Baird. Net is empty. Baird poked off by Carew, who keeps the play alive. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the third. Here is Singer in his own zone looking to clear as Moore looking to get behind Ayotte as they'll win the battle. Moore towards the empty cage. Corralled by Carew. 1 minute to go on the power play. 1:39 in regulation. Puck is free on the wall. Moore and Muse battling for it. Moore. Puck comes free as watch out here. V's are changing, but they escape the too many men call. As once again, another close call there at the bench. Here's Ayotte. 1:20 to go. 40 seconds on the power play. Here's Ryan Morris. Morris will send it in deep. As Parsons looking for the loose puck with Singer. Puck put up the wall. As 70 seconds to go in this one. Here is Hillier towards the goal. Tip on net. Rebound. Stop. Made by DeWolf as he covers up the rebound for the whistle. 22 seconds to go on the power play. Net is still empty for the V's. 6-on-4 right now. Callum DeWolf coming up big here in the late stages of this one. Some big key saves to keep it 4-1 for his team. As late change from Fundy, so they'll have to send Moore back out there, it looks like. As they'll send Atkinson out, rather. So 6-on-4. 1:03 to go in the third. V's down by 3. Saulnier against Atkinson for this faceoff, but he gets kicked out. They'll send Cogger in instead. Puck dropped as played to the corner. Uvari. Puck is bouncing in the slot, comes free for DeMille. Shot just goes wide. As rebound, they try to jam away, and that will be covered up by DeWolf. 53 seconds on the clock. 13 seconds on the McKenzie penalty. Things slowly winding down here in Truro. Puck is dropped. One to the corner. That's going to be cleared down the ice, and that will go just across the post there. So it's still 4-1. Olmsted finds Saulnier, so even strength now, but the V's have the extra man due to them pulling the goalie. Here's Hillier. Over to Uvari. Shot through the screen. Rebounds there as DeWolf makes a save, and another save there in tight. 30 seconds to go now. Played in the corner. DeMille looking to bang it loose. Puck played up the wall. Here is Olmsted. Olmsted finds Saulnier. Saulnier will shoot on. That's going to be blocked by McKenzie, who just came out of the box. Here's Saulnier up top for Olmsted. Olmsted will throw it towards the goal as a deflection shot stopped by DeWolf as there's 8 seconds on the clock now. Thunder up 3 goals, and they'll clear it down the ice. That will escape the zone. And that is going to do it here in Truro. The Thunder get the home win. 4-1's your final score. Maddox Rennie with the natural hat trick to lift the Fundy Thunder over the Voyageurs. That's going to do it for our coverage of this one. Thank you for tuning in as always. My name is Mason Denike here with High Button Sports. Signing off from Truro. We appreciate you tuning in. Fundy will host the Cape Breton Jets here tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And until then, thank you once again for tuning in for High Button Sports. My name is Mason Denike. Big weekend coming up here. A full slate of games last weekend before the Monktonian. So we'll see you around the rink. Thank you once again. Have a good night, folks. See you tomorrow.